Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gitte Mary and today I have a cooking video for you. But not just any type of old cooking video. I'm going to go into my fridge and just see what I've got, and then we're gonna make a gourmet meal out of it. I have a bunch of friends coming over tonight, so we're going to have lots of different people tasting the food as well. But this is the afternoon, it's like 2 o'clock, and we're just gonna start the video now because we do have a lot of prep work and I don't even know what we're cooking yet. So there's that. But before we can find out, this video is sponsored. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is one of my long-term partners. It's an online learning community with thousands of different courses where you can learn so many different things, also related to gastronomy. The algorithm even recommended a few courses to me that seems spot on, nail on the head. Completely. One course about sourdough baking and one course about knife skills. Absolutely perfect. So if you're looking into expanding your skills in terms of cooking and gastronomy, or in terms of anything else, Skillshare is a really good place to start. And furthermore, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's head out into my kitchen and see what we've got. Nailed it. Welcome to my kitchen. Let's see what's in the fridge. So up here we have plenty of sauces. We have some oat milk, some yeast, some butter. Then here we have some leftovers. I don't know what's in there in the eco lunchbox. I assume it's greens. Then we have some peanut sauce. We have some more peanut sauce, I think, with tofu. We have some strawberry sauce. Then we have some pickled onions. I think there's pasta in this one. There's pasta. We have some soaked red lentils, spinach, sugar peas, gin and prosecco, and then we have some greens down here. We have broccoli, we have some leek, radishes, carrots, cucumber. Okay, oh, and we also have the sprouts. I'm just gonna take some of these things out and brainstorm a little bit. Definitely need these. The spinach is also definitely usable. And we're obviously gonna use butter, but we're just gonna put that back in the fridge. We have oat milk. Okay, I think I might have half an idea. 1 second. Okay, so I think that no matter what I'm going to make, I have some fresh yeast, so we're going to bake some bread, just as a side, I guess. And then I have a broccoli stem, also actual broccoli. And I think I want to use the stem to make a soup, to make a broccoli soup. We also have some garnishes here. I really want to use the leaves and like the tiny small sprouts sort of as garnishes. We also have this perfect as garnishes. The lentils can either work as a body in the soup, or I can make something next to it out of the lentils, but I think we'll use the lentils. And as a base for the soup, okay, 1 second. In this drawer, I have these dried mushrooms from Finland, and they are super fragrant already like this, simply just boiling them up, making a really quick like vegetable font to sort of work as a really deep umami body of the soup. I think is going to be really cool. Then we'll have bread on the side, yeah. And perhaps we should make like a gel or something. I have some dill, so we could do like a dill gel, maybe. We'll figure it out. Anyway. Okay, just me finding out things as I go along, but I guess that's the entire point of the video. I also have potatoes from the farmer's market. So you could, instead of just having just like a soup with nothing, I think we should do a foundation of solid things, and then you pour the soup on top and then you eat those together. So we could do potatoes, and we could also do leek. I think we could quickly cook the leek just very briefly, and then fry it with some vegan butter on a pan to give it a nice crispy texture. And then with the potatoes sort of as the base, garnishes, and then a really deep umami sauce soup and bread. Okay, that sounds pretty decent as well, actually. And then we'll see if we can work the lentils in. I guess that would be good because that's also a protein. So the first thing, if that's the plan, I'll have to sketch it out really fast so I know what I'm doing. But before I get anywhere near these vegetables, I'll need to start the bread because they'll need to rise for a while. So the question is, should I do... I usually do focaccia. If I can do a type of bread, I will do focaccia. I could also do a brioche. I know that requires, or that usually, if it's vegan, it requires aquafaba. So the water from chickpeas that's sort of being whisked into like this fluffy texture. But I haven't done brioche before, so that could be pretty cool. Should we do brioche? Let's fucking go, okay? Also, I think I forgot to mention that whatever we come up with here, we'll need to be elevated, we'll need to be really tasty, we'll need to be beautiful, because what we come up with today, I'm going to add to my cookbook. Yay. So I don't know if every type of vegan brioche is made with aquafaba. I think there might be other ways of doing it as well. But it's usually what I use if I want to make a dough extra fluffy, and that's really what we want the brioche to be, as fluffy as humanly possible. And in my previous book, Sustainable Badass, the one that's out now, also in English, by the way, link down below, there is a recipe for what I call birthday buns, which are also really fluffy. We do need to make them fluffy, and there's not aquafaba in the birthday buns. So I think we're just gonna add aquafaba and see if we can get to that like glossy, fluffy texture. That's the plan. So I have a can of chickpeas in my house, luckily. So we're gonna use this and see if we can make it happen. So we need to drain them. This is what the aquafaba looks like straight out of the can. It smells a little bit like cat food, but that's all gonna go away when we whisk it and combine it with the other ingredients. And this is what it looks like. Aquafaba. Now we'll add the other ingredients, mostly just the ingredients that I also use in the other birthday bun recipe, and I'll be right back. So I'm mixing my aquafaba with 150 grams of oat milk, 25 grams of fresh yeast, 4-ish grams of white sugar, and I'm also adding in about a tablespoon of salt. And then I decided to go all in and add cardamom as well. I think it gives such a nice flavor. I ended up adding in about 2 tablespoons. I mixed that all together, and then I added in about 400 grams of flour, but 200 grams at a time, kneaded it and added the rest of it. You will also need about 100 grams of soft vegan butter. Now knead it all together for about 15 minutes. You can do it by hand, but honestly, it's way better to use a dough hook. 15 minutes of kneading now. I'll put it aside to rise for about an hour, somewhere warm, and then I'll get to figuring out the rest of this dish. So to me, it really helps to sketch out the overall idea of the dish, and then I can write down notes that I have for when I have to make the recipe and just generally. So this is what we've got. Here we are. This is the plate. This little squiggly line is the soup. These are potatoes, and then we have greens and garnishes here. So a half moon type of plating. We'll need to do the soup then. Okay. And I have to think about what I want to do for a potential gel or something to put next to the greens. It could also be a crunchy element for sure. We'll figure that out when we get to it. First of all, we need to prep the soup. So the first point of action is to make the mushroom stock, which is super easy to do. I'm just gonna take some boiling water and just gonna add the dried mushrooms and bada bing, bada boom. While I'm prepping my greens, I can give you the recipe for the soup. I took 1 broccoli plus the stem, 1 large onion, 3 cloves of garlic, about 4 deciliters of fresh spinach, a good handful of dill, the juice from 1 lemon, about 3 deciliters of white wine, 4 deciliters of mushroom stock, a sprinkle of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of veggie bouillon, and 2 deciliters of oat cream. I let that simmer for 1.5 hours to let the vegetables really soften. Then I blended the soup smooth while adding in about 100 grams of vegan butter, and lastly, I added salt and pepper to taste. So now I've chopped all the vegetables that we need. We have garlic, onion, we have the broccoli stem, we have the full broccoli, we have spinach. And we're just gonna cover this with some water, mix of water and some vegan cream. and bring that to a boil. Then I have this bouillon that we will add, as well as some vegan butter. And then we have the mushroom stock that we'll add as well. Of course, I save all my scraps here because I can use these at a later time. So I'm just gonna put these in the freezer and make stock out of these as well. Let's go. Okay, small update. I also added some olive oil, salt, and pepper. Now we just need to bring it to a boil. Okay, the dough has been rising for about 45 minutes, an hour, and now it's gonna rise again for about 30 minutes, and then we're golden. Oh, we're not golden yet, but we're golden once they've been in the oven. Then we're probably golden. The soup has been boiling for about 1.5 hours, and I ended up using my blender a little bit to smooth it out. But so far it smells really nice. An update right now. Also, the sun is right there. It's setting soon, hence the light. So right now I have some potatoes. I just boiled them, and then I'm now frying them just to get a little bit of a crisp exterior. Then I found these white mushrooms that I just quickly ran under hot water. So now they're super, super soft. They're going to add as another umami element to the dish. So we're gonna use that as well. Then we have the soup. Then we have the bread. Oh my God, I wanna show you the bread. So first of all, they look like small mushrooms because I baked them in this, but they are so soft. I'm really squeezing this one now, but okay. It's not completely the way I wanted it to be, but it's pretty okay. I cut these potatoes. We are 6 people dining, so these are not the most aesthetic ones, and over here we have some more aesthetic ones that I'll fry later. And then we have some leek that I just quickly poached in water and then fried in butter. Vegan butter, obviously, but they're also pretty nice. The most satisfying part of all of this is doing the last final plating, where you sort of get to do the thing that you thought about doing, and then you figure out whether or not that was realistic or not. But so far it's looking pretty okay. So I have this idea of doing the rounded greenery, then we're gonna add the potatoes and then the sauce or the soup. So far, this is really nice. So what we've ended up with is white mushrooms, we have leek, we have fried potatoes, and we have the soup and broccoli. And the soup is also obviously made with a lot of broccoli. And then the bread on the side. And this is the dish. One second actually, 1 second. This is the dish. So a quick taste test. First we'll break the bread apart. Still incredibly fluffy, even though it's a little bit colder now. And try the soup. Also, I don't know why I chose to ironically underplay how happy I am with this dish. It was incredibly comforting and soft. I didn't do the dill gel, which I'll do next time, but I did get to incorporate some different textures anyway, which I think is a problem with most soup dishes, is that it's all the same texture. So here we have some crispy potatoes, we have the white mushrooms, which add a whole new texture, the blanched broccoli garnish gives some crunch, you also get the buttery bread on the side, and then it's all supported by this soup that has this creamy, deep flavor. I would definitely make this again. This was a huge success. Okay, I'm really happy with this dish. And also I got to use some of the ingredients that normally is thrown away or wasted or perhaps isn't utilized to its full potential, like the broccoli stock or the broccoli stem. So I think this was really, really fun. And I encourage you to try this. See if you can elevate a dish with things that you already own. Really nice dishes, haute cuisine, gourmet, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to require fancy, expensive ingredients, but can also just be things that you already have, things that potentially would have been thrown away, etc. And that's fine, and it can still be amazing. Actually, it's some of the things that can make it even more amazing. And with that being said, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Also, a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I've left all the links down below if you want to check out some of the courses that I've mentioned in this video. And have a really nice day. Take really good care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green zero waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!